So we are back again with another video, and today we'll be doing a combined 11 for Arsenal versus Spurs at the Emirates Stadium, the game which is going to be played tomorrow. And today we are going to be doing a combined 11. See how many of Arsenal's players and Spurs players get into the same 11. Should be very interesting to see how many do fit in the same team. So let's get straight into it. So starting off in goal, Bernd Leno. I think this one's pretty obvious. Bernd Leno, the amount of times he's had to save Arsenal with crucial saves is very good. And I think Hugo Lloris is now kind of past his best. He's very old now. Maybe historically Hugo Lloris is better, but I think right now Bernd Leno is the better goalkeeper. Maybe it's a bit of bias. Tottenham fans may say Hugo Lloris, but for me, it has to be Bernd Leno. I'll be going with the standard 4-3-3, so starting off at left back. And, you know, again, this is quite close, but for me, it has to be Kieran Tierney. Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I cannot miss out Kieran Tierney. He has been so good for us this season. Some may say REGUILON has been good for Tottenham as well, but I just think Kieran Tierney is on another level, and especially for the money, you know, 35 million quid for REGUILON and only 25 million pound for Kieran Tierney. In terms of value, I think Kieran Tierney is a much better player, but Spurs fans may have different opinions, but for me, it has to be Kieran Tierney. First centre back I'll be going with is David Luiz. Now, so I did say Gabriel in my Man City one, but I think overall, especially in these last two games, I think David Luiz is probably our best centre-back at the moment. He's very experienced, and I think David Luiz has to be in that back line historically and right now as well. He's a very good centre-back, and as an Arsenal fan, I'm going to go with him. I don't think Davinson Sanchez or Eric Dyer or even Joe Rodon get ahead of him, so that's why I'm going to be going with David Luiz. Next to him, I'll be going with TOBY Alderweireld. I think you have to put one Tottenham player in there, and Alderweireld has been probably their best centre-back this season as well. You know, obviously Vertonghen left to Benfica, and that left Alderweireld as the one main experienced centre-back, and he has the well for them. Tottenham do have one of the best defences in the league. Yes, they're sitting quite low in the table, but even Arsenal have good defence and they're low in the table, but I think TOBY Alderweireld has to be in there for Tottenham, so that's what I'm going to go with. Moving into right back, I'll be going with, first of all, SERGE AURIER. Now, the options are Cedric, Bellerin and Chambers, and then obviously Serge Aurier or Matt Doherty. I think I have to go with Serge Aurier. Cedric hasn't played enough at right back. Same goes with Chambers, and Matt Doherty hasn't been that good for Tottenham this season, and obviously you're not going to put Bellerin in there. So I think the obvious choice in this one has to be Serge Aurier. Again, he ain't the greatest, but I think at right back, none of our teams are that good. But I think for this one, you have to go with Serge Aurier. Moving into the midfield, only one Arsenal addition in this one, and it's going to be Thomas Partey. Again, it's pretty obvious we don't have a very good, I would say, midfield, and I think Thomas Partey is a world-class midfielder, and as I said, he gets into every Premier League team, so I think this one is pretty obvious, and I will be going with Thomas Partey. Next player I'm going to be going with is NDOMBELE. NDOMBELE has been very good for Tottenham. You know, obviously he had a tough start from the start of last season when Jose Mourinho came in, but he's been very good for them going forward and coming backwards as well, and he's showing his qualities now and this potential that he's got, and I think this one again is pretty obvious. We don't have a good midfield, and NDOMBELE for this one. The third and final midfielder I'll be going with is PIERRE-EMILE HOJBJERG. HOJBJERG has been a very good addition for Tottenham. He's cost around 12 million quid. He costs very cheap money, I have to say, HOJBJERG, and I think that's worked out very well for Tottenham in terms of value. He's been very good for them as well, and he's probably better than most on midfield. So I think in terms of shrewd business, this is very good, and he's been good for them this season, PIERRE-EMILE HOJBJERG, so that's what I'm going to be going with in this one. Moving into the front three, first of all, on the left-hand side, I will be going with HEUNG-MIN. I really like HEUNG-MIN. He's a very good player, and he's scored a lot of goals, lots of assists this season. As always, he's been very good for Tottenham this season, along with him and KANE, I'll be going with later. But yeah, HEUNG-MIN again, pretty obvious, and I'll be putting him in my side. On the right hand side, I'll be going with BUKAYO SAKA. Again, we need BUKAYO SAKA in this team. He gets into most teams in the Premier League, I'd say, BUKAYO SAKA, because he is such a good player, and on the right hand side for us, he's been a revelation, and that's where I'm going to be putting him, and I think that's only fair. So it's BUKAYO SAKA on the right hand side. Up front as the main striker, I'll be going with Harry Kane. Now, it's a tough choice between Aubameyang or Kane, but I think Son and Kane in the same team have done very well together, and I think even historically, if you look at it in the Premier League, Kane is probably a bit better than Aubameyang, and it's a tough one, I have to say, but I'll be going with Harry Kane in this one. So Harry Kane does complete my team. So that is it for my combined 11. Just quickly, I went with Leno, Aurier, Tierney, David Luiz, Alderweireld, Partey, NDOMBELE, HOJBJERG, Saka, Kane and Son. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Would you change any players around? Would you put a different formation in? I did go with 6 Tottenham players and 5 Arsenal players, so it is kind of balanced, I have to say, but Tottenham do edge out in this one. We don't have the greatest to see. I'm pretty sure Leicester have a better combined 11, even Man City, and probably every top 6 team, to be honest. So we really do have to improve our squad. In this one, Tottenham do edge it out, I have to say. It's a tough one, I have to say, but you have to be realistic and try not to be as biased. So that is it, my combined 11. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.